can't do rescue or you can't do animal welfare or you can't do anything unless you want to do it first yourself. And as you can see on my body, there's a whole lot of scratches, dog bites. I mean, all my people, we always pick up dogs by our own hands. We don't use nooses. I don't allow anybody to use a wire noose or a net or something. If you don't love the animal enough to pick it up, you're in the wrong business. And I'm the only person who's not paid of my stuff, because obviously I'm not paid for it. I fund it. But nobody is allowed to use any external agency. I mean, any external equipment or something. People should work with us only for one reason, because they really like to be with an animal. And no animal has ever bitten me or any of my staff because they were angry. Or, funnily enough, all these are stray dogs, right?
Yes.
Originally, they were all stray dogs. They're very friendly. It's totally the opposite of what most Bangaloreans would think of stray dogs. Yeah? That they are dirty, they don't understand, they cannot be trained. They're very well trained. If I ask them to go inside, they'll go inside,
Well, Rakesh, you're one of a kind person I've met in India all my life, because I've not seen anybody who's so dedicated, so selfless, and doing all this out of love and affection and expecting nothing from it, just because it's your passion. And I think that's exactly what we call as passion, doing something without expecting anything and doing it because you love it so much. But what is your message to Bangaloreans? Should they become mad like you? They can't. They can't. And but what is your message? What is the least a Bangalorean can do towards street dogs? Because we have so many street dogs in Bangalore.
The question is, why are there so many street dogs? What is special about Bangalore? There are so many street dogs. I'll give the answer in two parts. Anybody who comes from a Bombay or a Delhi or a Chennai to Bangalore, okay, they are surprised how less dogs there are in Bangalore. Bangaloreans think that there are so many dogs. If a person comes from Chennai, they always tell me, where are all the dogs? There are no dogs here. Okay? So this impression that we have created about Bangalore is the same as traffic. Bangaloreans also think that traffic is worse in Bangalore, or outside people think that traffic is worse in Bangalore. You go to Delhi, you'll find that traffic is as bad as Bangalore.
Okay.
So this impression that Bangalore is an exceptional number of dogs and we are number one in some way in India, it's not true. Statistically and otherwise, there is a lot of study that is there on my website, on the reports that I publish, how density of dogs has reduced over the last 10 years, and there's a lot of data like that. So number of dogs, and that's a myth that we have propagated. Our media has propagated, all the newspapers and everything. That's how VOSD started, really. We just started investigating what the media was reporting, and because I found it to be wrong, I started doing something about it. And because the regular print media or other media would not publish my report, I created my own website. Okay, that was the origin of the Voice of Stray Dogs. So it's not that the number of dogs is so much more. And the second question is, what is the reason there are so many dogs? Dogs are scavengers. They eat what we throw on the street. So it's a very simple thing. If you don't litter the street, if there's no garbage, there won't be any dogs. You go down, you go to UB City. Do you see dogs there? No dogs. Do you see any people chasing dogs away? No people are chasing dogs away. But why aren't there any dogs there? Because there's no garbage. Bangalore leaves 400 to 500 tons of edible garbage on the street every day. That is not picked up by BBMP. If you have 400 tons of garbage every day, that garbage is not going to just become water or evaporate, right? That garbage is going to be disposed of by some means. And that some means, whether you like it or not, is a stray dog. You keep the city clean. So if you want no dogs, keep your surroundings absolutely spick and span. If there is nothing on the street in your 100, 200 meters area, I can promise you there won't be any dogs. So this was the first part. The second part of the whole equation is, now that there are dogs, what do you do about it? I mean, we call ourselves great culture, with great traditions. We are Indians. We have live and let live and everything. And yet we have no tolerance. I know very good, people with, families which say, we are very inclusive. We are inclusive towards our children. We are inclusive towards everything. But you're not inclusive towards an animal which is on the street, which is right next to you. And look at the tragedy of India. The two animals which are the most persecuted in this country is one, perhaps, is the national animal, which is the tiger. Okay, we have not been able to save that. And the other, which is the most common, which is found in every street, which is the street dog. At either end, it just goes to show what a society we really have become. We have no tolerance for anything but ourselves. And my relationship with these dogs really centers around that they actually, like you said very well, they ask for nothing from me. Other than wagging a tail they can say nothing, they can give me nothing. Why are we so self-centered that it has to be only me in that street and not anything else? That why do dogs, we do that, we go to schools, we go to companies where we give education to school children. Why do dogs chase you? You go to a school and you ask people, you ask little kids, what do you do when you see a dog? And 90% children answer this, we scream and run. So the dog is naturally curious now, he wants to know. You see, if I start running, they all will start running behind me. They're just naturally curious about anything that is movement, anything that is new. Yeah. So now the next question is, why are we so disassociated with animals that we don't understand how they behave? Have you gone to a village and seen people complain about dogs? You will not see it. Have you gone to a slum in Bangalore and see people complain about dogs? There is not a single slum in Bangalore I haven't gone to myself and photographed dogs and people. Every single slum. And the largest body of, like I said, is on that website. So why is that those people are not so concerned about dogs in their midst? It's a myth also propagated that, the poor people suffer because of dogs. Actually, the poor people don't. They coexist very well. It's the urban middle class which has this real problem. So my point is, if you just show a little tolerance, it's an animal. If you just show a little tolerance, give it space, they all live together. They all learn to live with you. It's not something that it is either me or them. It's that either or situation has never worked in human history, right? So it's not going to start working now.
Well, Rakesh, we know who you are, what you do, what your passion is, and what you really want to do in your entire life. Tell us, what is your future plan of action? Do you plan to take this forward? Do you like numbers? Do you like to add 150 and make it 300 and make it 3,000 someday? I mean, it looks like that because your passion is indicating that to us.
Yeah, well, again, there are a couple of things. One is that when I started with one dog and it became two, and my first rescue was running around here called Motu. I did not intend for it to become. I didn't intend it to become 150, 200 dogs. As a matter of fact, exactly 1 year back, you think around here, you think that it's been there for a few years, right? It's exactly 1 year old. This place has been only for 1 year. Okay, 1 year back there was no fence, there was nothing here. And 1 year we've created so much. Okay, we've gone from 1 to 150 dogs in 1 year. Okay, so the intent was not to collect dogs or something. I'm not a numbers person. But the problem in the world, or problem in Bangalore, is big enough for I wouldn't be surprised if I think for myself as being able to take care of 5, 10, 20 times as many. Okay. Then the question is, in terms of real estate and resources, how to make that available, because maintaining 2,500 dogs or 1,000 dogs or 3,000 dogs, as the case may be, is a much more expensive exercise. It already is a tremendously expensive exercise. So finding resources, finding the ability to do that, but those are challenges. But the intent is there, because we know that any number of dogs that we can give shelter to or give a home to, and this place is not run like a shelter. It's my home. This is my house. Okay, any number of dogs that we can support, we will support. I can easily see ourselves going 10 times, 20 times, no problems.
Rakesh, I can only say that it's a dream for me to actually be seeing a man like you who's so passionate about dogs. I mean, I'm a dog lover myself, but I don't know if I can ever see myself being like you, because you have reached that ultimate where I don't know if I know, I'm speechless. I don't know if I can ever find a person who's so passionate about dogs, who's doing so much for dogs, so selflessly. I congratulate you for your effort. I really respect what you're doing. I think me and the News 9 team really are proud of you. You're a proud Bangalorean who is actually doing so much for Bangalore. And we hope and we'll support you in all your endeavors in your future as well. And man, it's just amazing. Thank you. That was Rakesh Shukla getting candid with us on News 9. We call him the dog father. In fact, I call him the dog father because he is the dog father who is the godfather for all these dogs here in this farm and for all the dogs in Bengaluru. And hopefully, you've learned something out of this entire program and this lesson. The dogs are not bad. They are ultimately our best friend. And if we give them some tolerance in our society, it can be a big difference in our lives and in their lives, and we can live in harmony. With camera person Muttaraj, this is Vivek Vinayak for News 9, Bengaluru.